in January 2021, texts were released from the person that you were pursuing the affair with. And these are the ones that went viral and became famous.
Sure.
One was from you saying, I am 100% a cannibal. Fuck, that's scary to admit. I've never admitted that before. I've cut the heart out of a living animal before and eaten it while still warm. How would you like to contextualize that?
I think the most important context to give these kinds of things is they are one side of a conversation. As you'll notice, of all of the text messages that were released, the person who released them, their side was cut out of the entire conversation. It makes it look like I was just rambling to myself. I mean, if you look, there's really no response in any of the text messages.
No, these are just excerpts from things you've said. There's the other side is not in it.
Correct, which, any digitally altered evidence is immediately inadmissible because you have no context. That could have been a very funny conversation between two people who were joking and pushing each other and egging each other on, in the way that sometimes you see comedians pushing the boundary further and further when they're having a conversation. I want to
jump in because in a sense,
sure.
I mean, all that's valid, but I'm giving you a chance to explain, are you a cannibal? I guess is the question.
You know what you have to do to actually be a cannibal? You have to actually eat human flesh. So no.
That makes sense, and I'm sorry to be so literal, but
Sure.
because these texts were taken literally and, that had an enormous impact on your life, I think it's probably helpful to clarify which parts of it are literally true. Did you cut the heart out of the animal and eat it while still warm?
No, you don't eat the whole heart.
You didn't
One of the
do that.
traditions is you take a bite out of the heart, and you've got all your buddies around you. They're goading you on. It's sort of like a almost overly charged male rite of passage when you go hunting for your first time. Everyone that I know who went hunting for their first time had to do something similar.
So you did that?
Yeah. Not for the purpose of any cannibalism or any sexual gratification. No.
There's some part of you based on these texts that is fascinated by cannibalism. I think it's been alleged several times that you enjoyed blood, that the blood play or however you term it. I'm just wondering how real that is, and specifically, and again, I'm not trying to be weird, is there a part of you that, because I can't remember, there was another, I think it was maybe another accuser who suggested that you wanted to cut a small piece of skin and cook it and eat it. Do you know the one I'm talking about? No,
there was never any real intention to do that. A lot of that stuff was born out of, okay, do you watch pornography?
Have I watched it? Yes.
Okay.
I don't mean to be prissy about it. No one needs the image of me watching pornography in their head.
Listen, bro, no one needs the image of me eating flesh in their head. So if we're going to do this, we're going to meet on equal playing fields. So probably the first time that you looked at pornography, a picture of a woman in a brassiere was enough to make you go, whoa, you got that dopamine hit. You got that rush. But then maybe the next time you wanted a little bit more. And then maybe the next time you wanted a little bit more. And maybe there was a period in your life at some point where you didn't have much to do and you spent an hour straight looking at pornography on the internet. Where you start that hour and where you end that hour are usually very different places. Because
I'm going to push back very gently on that in the sense that,
would it help if I said the generic you, not specifically?
No, it's not so much about me.
Okay.
I appreciate people's right to consent to things that I might not enjoy. Like that's the basis of freedom and living in a free society. Nevertheless, I have no interest in BDSM. It just never.
Sure. And
never
by the way,
had
I'm not
any
even
appeal
suggesting. Maybe for you, going to an extreme would be, I watched a threesome video.
I don't
something
even
like
think.
that.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not trying to be difficult. It's a kind of conveyor belt theory, and it's the idea
by the way, it's
that our appetites get coarsened and eat more and more.
People start to poke around on your sexual preferences.
No, but I'm fine with it. I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
But
my point is this. We can let that thing go. My point is this: is that sometimes when you're involved with a person and you're dating and you guys are having sex, and you are a bit of a provocateur, and you are exacerbated by alcohol or drugs or anything like that, it's fun to ruffle feathers and it's fun to push the envelope little by little. Did I ever have any intention of cutting anything off of anyone or eating anything off of anyone? No. That was never really anything that I wanted. Was it fun to joke about if I was stoned or drunk or like laughing as I was typing these messages? Sure. That's where context comes in. You make jokes, I'm sure, with your friends that if I took your phone and made them public and removed your friends' half of the jokes, you would probably be in hot water. And this is why I say to everybody who wants to have an opinion on what they've seen or what they've read about me is like, okay, you can say whatever you want. You can judge me as much as you want from any public platform that you want. Give me your phone for 45 minutes before you do it. And almost everyone goes, ooh. So I think it's very easy to point fingers.
I hear that, and I feel like I've put you in a position of being defensive, and that's not kind of where I wanted to be. I sort of agree.
Sure.
And again, it's like we all say things that out of context sound weird, but I am genuinely curious about kind of what that is for you. Like, there's some part of you that gets a thrill out of that, whereas most people don't get a thrill out of that.
I would say there's not a part of me that gets a thrill out of the idea of actually eating someone. Like, that's absurd. Like, that's not reality. There's a thing called cuteness aggression. Do you know what cuteness aggression is?
I think what you're going to say is it's like when you see a baby with chubby cheeks and you say, I just want to gobble you all up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or like, oh my God, you're so cute, I just want to bite you. Like, that whole thing. That's what that is.
But that isn't the same as inflicting pain. And this was also
now you're conflating two separate things, because you ask me about this and then you say, well, that's not the same as inflicting pain.
Well, yeah, okay, no, that's fair. That's, I guess, more to do with control or...
Sure, control, ownership, possession. But at the end of the day, also just talking shit.